Yoi Tsuisachi students, that is good day in Japanese. So in the last session we saw that the bad couple had killed the good couple's very loving dog, and then they broke their mortar and mill which the dog had given them to produce gold. You might have thought that the bad couple is winning. No, dear students, badness never wins. Goodness prevails. And that is what we are going to see in the next part of the lesson. Let's start with the lesson, students. So you can see the second part. Let's start reading it. Now, not long after that, the good old man dreamed again, and the spirit of the dog spoke to him, telling him how the wicked couple had burned the mill made from the pine tree. Take the ashes of the mill, sprinkle them on the withered trees, and they will bloom again, said the dog spirit. So now what happens? The mill and the mortar has been burnt by the old couple. So the spirit of the dog comes again in the dream of the old man's sleep, and what he tells him, that you take that ash that is there of the mill, and then when you sprinkle it on withered trees, they will bloom again. So what is the meaning of these words? Let's see. Ashes, I have already told you, it is the remains of something that is left after it is burnt. Then you have sprinkle. What is sprinkle? Sprinkle is a small quantity or amount of something scattered over an object or surface. So when you put a small quantity of something over something, like you can sprinkle water, you can sprinkle powder. So that is what. So he is asking to sprinkle ash on withered trees. What is withered? Withered is dried or no longer green. So he is asking, the dog spirit is asking the old man to get that ash of the mill and use it to sprinkle it over a withered tree, and it will bloom. So what he does is, the old man awoke and went at once to his wicked neighbor's house, where he found the miserable old pair sitting at the edge of their square fireplace, in the middle of the floor, smoking and spinning. From time to time they warmed their hands and feet with the blaze from some bits of the mill, while behind them lay a pile of the broken pieces. So you can see what happens. As soon as he saw the dream, he woke up, the old man woke up and went to the wicked neighbor's house, because he has experienced that the dog, what it is telling, is true when he had made the mill and the mortar. So he immediately got up, went to the neighbor's house, wicked neighbor's house, and they found that the miserable. What is the meaning of miserable? So miserable is unhappy. So this wicked couple was unhappy. Why? Because they had seen that gold was coming out of the mortar or the mill, but for them it has not come out. So they were unhappy. Now they were sitting at the edge. Edge means corner. Okay. And what is a fireplace? This is a fireplace. So this is used, this is a place in a corner of a house where wood is burnt. So this is normally used in cold countries. Cold countries, it is very cold outside and the house also becomes very cold. So to keep their house warm, they have a fireplace in their house. So this is a fireplace. Okay. And then what they were doing, the man may be smoking and the old woman may be spinning something, and in between, when they felt cold, they warmed their hands and feet. The blaze. What is the blaze? Blaze means burning fire. Pile means a large amount kept together one over the other. And what happened is, the good old man humbly asked for the ashes. Though the covetous couple turned up their noses at him and scolded him as if he were a thief, they let him fill his basket with the ashes. So now what is happening? The old man, he humbly means to ask gently for the ashes. Though the covetous couple turned up their noses at him. So what is the meaning of turned up their noses? So here it is written, treated him with contempt. Contempt means like to show no respect. They were very angry at him. Okay. So they turned up their noses at him and scolded him as if he were a thief. They were very miserable, very uncomfortable, very unhappy. So they scolded him and they were sitting there, but what they did, they let him fill the basket with his ashes. So they might have thought that okay, this is all rubbish now, all litter around, so this man may clean it. So that's why might be he has let him to fill the basket with the ashes. On coming home, the old man took his wife into the garden. It being winter, their favorite cherry tree was bare. He sprinkled a pinch of ashes on it, and lo, it sprouted blossoms until it became a cloud of pink blooms which perfumed the air. The news of this filled the village and everyone ran out to see the wonder. Okay, let's see the words here. What is bare? Bare without any covering. That is, we are also seeing dry here. Here it is without any leaves or dried. Sprouted means to begin to grow, and blossom means flower. Perfumed is causing good smell, something that gives out good smell. And wonder means magic. Okay. So what happened? As soon as he got the ashes, he took his wife to the garden, and they had a tree in their garden which was a cherry tree which they liked very much. Favorite means something that you like very much, and it was bare, that is, it is dried. What he did, he sprinkled a pinch of that comes between your two fingers, and he took some ash and he sprinkled on it, he put it on it. Okay, he sprayed it on it. Okay, and lo, this word we had already seen when we want to show that there is a wonder, there is a surprise. Okay, something unexpected is happening. It sprouted blossoms, it started growing blossoms, flowers started coming out of it, and until it made a cloud of pink blooms, and there were a lot of pink colored flowers in it, and it perfumed the air. The good smell was coming out of it, and this news filled the whole village, and everyone came out to see the magic, the wonder. The covetous couple also heard the story and gathered up the remaining ashes of the mill, kept them to make withered trees blossom. And now the covetous, the greedy couple, they saw this magic, and they also collected the remaining ashes that was there of the mill, and then they kept it to make withered trees blossom. They saw this magic and say that okay, this is magical powder, and kept it for themselves also. The kind old man, hearing that his lord, the daimyo, was to pass along the high road near the village, set out to see him, taking his basket of ashes. As the train approached, he climbed up into an old withered cherry tree that stood by the sideway. Now it so happened that the daimyo is the landlord of that place, a big man, and he was to come that way. So this old man, he took the basket of the ashes with him, and as the train, the meaning of train here is procession. You can see the word procession means the daimyo does not come alone, he has lot of servants around him and people may be carrying him. So this procession was coming. So what he did, he climbed up into a withered old cherry tree and stood by the sideway. He was waiting for the daimyo to pass. Now in the days of the daimyos, it was the custom when their lord passed by for all the royal people to shut up their high windows. They even pasted them fast with a slip of paper, so as not to commit the impertinence of looking down on his lordship. All the people along the road would fall upon their hands and knees and remain prostrate until the procession passed. So this is a custom that is being told in this paragraph. So it is being told that when the daimyos passed, it was the custom that all the people who had windows, high windows means the windows that were above the, like might be on, not on ground floor, first floor, second floor, they closed the windows and they pasted it with slip of paper so that it does not accidentally open. and they do not commit the impertinence. What is the meaning of impertinence? Showing lack of respect or rudeness. Okay. So, it was a custom that nobody should be above the daimyo. So, that was the custom. It was showing disrespect. So, if they had the window open, they would close it, and all the people on the road would fall upon their hands and knees. Okay, they would kneel down and would lie down on the ground with their face down until the procession passed. So, this is something prostrate, okay, lying on the ground with face down. So, they would lie down on the ground and they would not look on the face of the daimyo. So, this is what happens when the daimyo passes. So, now this man is on top of the tree. So, what happened? The train drew near, the procession came near. One tall competent man marched ahead, crying out to the people by the way, "Get down to your knees, get down to your knees." And everyone kneeled down while the procession was passing. So, there was a tall competent man. The competent may be here a man well built. A well built man was walking ahead, and he may be appointed to make these people kneel down. If they are not ready, he would use his strong build to make them kneel down, and he shouted, "Get down on your knees, get down on your knees," and everyone looking at his built up kneeled down while the procession was passing. Suddenly the leader of the van caught sight of the aged man up in the tree. He was about to call out to him in an angry tone, but seeing he was such an old fellow, he pretended not to notice him and passed by. So, when the daimyo's palanquin drew near, the old man, taking a pinch of ashes from his basket, scattered it over the tree. In a moment, it burst into blossom. So, what happened is, like the daimyo may be going in a palanquin, he is going in a palanquin, okay, and the man who was holding the palanquin, driving the palanquin, saw that this old man was up on the tree. As I told you, nobody was allowed to be up above the daimyo, but on seeing that it is an old man, he acted that he had not seen him. Let us see the words. Competent means capable, here it means well built. Caught sight of means saw. Tone means voice. Pretended means acted. He acted as if he has not seen him. And as soon as the daimyo's palanquin, what is a palanquin? So, this is a palanquin, okay, this two people carry it from the front and two people carry it from the back, and they have sticks between them, and they carry the royal rich people in that. So, in this carriage the people sit, okay, and as soon as the palanquin came near, the old man took a pinch of the ash from his basket and scattered it, and he put it over the tree, okay, he sprayed it, he sprinkled it over the tree, and in a moment, in a jiffy, in a small time, the tree bursted into blossoms. It started to have flowers, okay. Then the delighted daimyo ordered the train to be stopped and got out to see the wonder. Calling the old man to him, he thanked him and ordered presents of silk robes, sponge cake, fans and other rewards to be given to him. He even invited him to his castle. Let us see the word. Delighted means very happy, robes means dresses, and rewards means a thing given in recognition of service or effort done. Okay. So, let us see what happens. So, this man, when he this old man, when he sprinkled the ash, there were lot of blossoms, and delighted, the daimyo saw this sight and he was very happy. He came out of his palanquin and he called the man down and he thanked him, and he asked his servants to give him silk robes, silk clothes which are very costly, cakes, sponge cakes, fans and other rewards, other presents, and he also invited him. So, he honored the man and called him to his castle. Castle is a fortified place where the landlords live. Okay. So, the old man went gleefully home to share his joy with his dear old wife. Okay. So, this old man went gleefully, gleefully means happily. he went very happily back to his home and shared his joy, this event, with his wife, who was also very happy. But when the greedy neighbors heard of it, he took some of the magic ash and went out on the highway. There he waited until a daimyo's train came along, and instead of kneeling down like the crowd, he climbed a withered cherry tree. So now the greedy neighbor, the wicked neighbor, was always behind this man, what he is doing. So might be he saw what happened, he might have come to know that the daimyo has presented him. So he also tried his, like he also say that now if I would also do the same thing, the daimyo was reward me also. So he also found when a daimyo's train, a procession of daimyo is going to pass through a way, and he found out, and he also climbed on top of a withered cherry tree and was waiting. Okay, he did not kneel down as others, he climbed on the withered cherry tree and was waiting for the daimyo to pass. When the daimyo himself was almost directly under him, he threw a handful of ashes over the tree, which did not change a particle. The wind blew the fine dust in the noses and the eyes of the daimyo and his wife. Such sneezing and choking! It spoiled all the pomp and dignity of the procession. The man whose business it was to cry, "Get down on your knees," seized the old fool by the collar, dragged him from the tree, and tumbled him and his ash basket into the ditch by the road. Then beat him soundly. He left him for dead. So we will see the words here. Particle means even a little bit. Sneezing means to make sudden involuntary expulsion of air from the nose and mouth due to irritation of one's nostrils. So when something goes into our nose, when something from outside goes into our nose, we sneeze, okay, to take it out. So that is sneezing. Choking is having severe difficulty in breathing. Pomp means grandness. Dignity is the quality of being worthy of honor and respect. Seized is to hold forcibly. Tumble is to fall suddenly. Ditch is a narrow channel dug at the side of a road. Okay, so what happened is, now when this man, the wicked man, was waiting for the daimyo to pass by, and as soon as the daimyo was under the tree on which he had climbed, he took a handful, he filled his hand with ashes and he threw it on the tree. Okay, but not a particle changed, means the tree was as such, nothing changed in the tree. Okay, in the other like when the good man threw a pinch of ash, the tree started to bloom, it bloomed and it gave out good flowers and smell. But here, because the man was wicked, nothing happened, although the ash was same. The wind blew the fine dust in the noses and eyes of the daimyo and his wife, and in that, might be in that position, in that palanquin, the daimyo and his wife were sitting, and this ash, it flew into the noses and eyes of the daimyo and his wife, and they started sneezing, and there was lot of choking, means like they were not able to breathe, they might be coughing also. So it spoiled all the pomp and dignity of the procession. So they were going with great grandeur and great honor in their procession, and when all started sneezing and choking, everything was spoiled and they were feeling very, very disrespectful. The man whose business it was to cry, "Get down on your knees." So there was a man, I had already told you, well built man, he always shouted, "Get down on your knees." So what did he do? He caught hold of the old man, see, you can see, caught hold of the old man by the collar, and he dragged him down from the tree, and he tumbled him, made him fall down, and his ash basket into a ditch. He put them into a ditch, a narrow like drain maybe near the road, and he put them in the ditch, and he beat him so soundly, he beat him so much that he was dead. Now thus the wicked man died in the mud, but the kind friend of the dog dwelt in peace and plenty, and both he and his wife lived a green old age. So here dwelt means lived, plenty means having enough or having no lack, and then green means young. Here it means healthy, active and prosperous. So dear students, with this we come to the end of this Japanese tale written by William Elliot Griffiths, and I hope you liked the expression, and we will meet again in the next session. Thank you.